Tonight, we're stepping into a world of soft footsteps, rustling silk, and quiet strength. In the lantern-lit streets of 18th century Kyoto, a unique tradition blossomed, one where art, elegance, and discipline intertwined. You may have heard of the geisha, or geiko, as they're called in Kyoto, but their story is often misunderstood. Far from mere entertainers, these women were artists of conversation, dance, and music, trained to bring beauty into stillness. But beneath the grace lay a life shaped by sacrifice, silence, and structure. So let's take a gentle journey together into tea houses and tatami rooms, into the hush behind the fan. Let the quiet dignity of the geisha world guide you like a falling petal softly toward rest. In 18th century Kyoto, the path to becoming a geisha, or geiko, as they are called in the Kansai region, often began in hardship. Many young girls were sold or sent by impoverished families to okiya, geisha boarding houses, where they began their lives in service and strict training. These houses functioned both as homes and businesses, covering the costs of food, lodging, clothing, and instruction, creating a debt the girl would carry for years. Life in the okiya was highly regimented. As shikomi, the youngest trainees performed domestic labor while learning discipline and endurance. Days began before sunrise, kneeling for hours, scrubbing floors, enduring silence, and sleeping on wooden neck blocks to preserve elaborate hairstyles were part of daily life. Mistakes were met with reprimands, sometimes physical, and emotional expression was carefully controlled. Geisha occupied a unique space in Japanese society, respected for their mastery of traditional arts, yet not quite part of polite society. They were expected to embody refinement but not claim power. Many served elite male clientele in tea houses, navigating complex relationships that required intelligence, emotional labor, and social awareness, all while maintaining the illusion of effortlessness. These women lived at the intersection of gender, class, and art. They had to master the subtleties of conversation, cultural ritual, and emotional restraint in a society that both admired and marginalized them. Their survival required adaptability, resilience, and deep personal sacrifice. Yet within this structure, some found a kind of freedom, financial independence, cultural influence, and eventually the power to mentor others or run their own establishments. Tonight we'll follow this journey, not romanticized but real, through the eyes of one geiko in training. Let her story unfold gently, revealing the endurance behind the beauty and the quiet strength behind the mask. The rain is soft in Kyoto. You remember that first morning, or maybe it was evening, time didn't mean much then. The sky was pale and low like rice paper stretched over breath. Mist curled between the wooden eaves of unfamiliar rooftops, and you stood barefoot in a borrowed kimono, your toes cold against the smooth floorboards. You were small then, smaller than you are now and quieter. A girl taken from the warm shadows of her family's hut, a thatched thing that always smelled of broth and cedar bark, and brought here to the okiya, to a place of lacquer and rules. The woman who met you at the door had hair like ink and eyes like calm water. You didn't understand her name, not at first, but you knew she was important. Her presence made others bow. She looked at you, not unkindly, and said only, "You are here now." You were, and you didn't know what that meant. They took your things, not roughly, but completely. A bundle of fabric with a torn corner, a hand-carved flute your brother gave you, a scarf that still smelled faintly of your mother's skin. These would be kept safe, you were told. Perhaps they will, perhaps not. In their place came silence. Your room was small, with walls that slid. It had no color, only the soft brown of polished wood and the milky gleam of paper windows. The futon was thin but clean. There was a basin, and in one corner, a raised pillow like a block of wood. A tekomakura, shaped not for sleep but for posture. You sat on your knees as you had been shown. You did not move. Time passed in the rhythm of feet, soft-footed women gliding down long halls, whispering past like wind among reeds. You learned to listen for the swish of silk, to recognize footsteps by weight and cadence. Heavy meant elder, Light meant Mako, sharp meant trouble. Your name was called softly, not your old name, a new one, a name that floated. You rose, bowing too low, too eagerly. But they smiled at that. It was better to bow too deep than not enough. Down corridors and up the narrow stairs, you followed. The air smelled of incense and old paper. You passed painted screens, cranes and chrysanthemums, and rooms where music flickered like candlelight. The sound of the shamisen, thin and silvery, stirred something in your chest. It felt like longing, though for what you didn't know. In the kitchen, you scrubbed pots until your arms trembled. You carried tea without letting it ripple. You swept ashes, folded cloth, cleaned comms, oiled hairpins. You learned the art of invisibility. There was an elder girl, older than you, but not by much, who watched you with eyes like autumn. She said little, but once, when your hands were red and raw, she pressed a jar of camellia oil into your palm and closed your fingers around it. You cried that night quietly, with your back to the wall. No one scolded you for it. But the next day, you didn't cry. You began to notice the shapes of stillness, how to hold your body in service of grace, how to kneel for an hour and never shift, how to speak not with voice but with presence. Shikomi, they called you, the lowest rung, a shadow in training. But even shadows learn to dance. At dawn, you joined the others for lessons. A line of girls in the practice room, their bodies folded into submission, watching every motion with eyes like mirrors. The teacher was stern, a former geeko, her face as unreadable as a no mask. She struck the floor with a fan when you wavered. You bowed and tried again, and again, and again. The music was strange at first, all angles and silences, but in time, you found its rhythm. You began to anticipate its pauses, to fill the quiet with breath and meaning. In the evenings, you rubbed your knees where they ached and traced the calusas forming along your fingers. Your legs trembled from holding still. Your back ached from bowing too long. But slowly, almost imperceptibly, your movements began to soften. They became deliberate, thoughtful, small and true. You didn't speak much. It wasn't required. Words you learned could clutter a room. Better was presence. Better was knowing how to listen. Sometimes, when the elder Jiko gathered in the parlor, you were permitted to watch, from the shadows, of course. You sat behind the shoji screen, your breath held, eyes wide. There was laughter. Soft, ringing laughter, like rain dripping from eaves. There was the pouring of tea, the delicate turn of wrists, the low hum of songs half remembered. You saw them fan themselves with effortless poise, heard the practiced wit in their answers, the music in their silences. They were like no one you had known, like flowers that bloomed only in moonlight. You longed to become one of them, not for beauty, not for fame, but for the way they seemed to hold the world so gently in their palms, as if nothingly could break when carried with care. On your quietest nights, you practiced what you saw, a tilt of the chin, a flick of the fan, a bow that said more than any word. There was a mirror in the corner of your room, small, oval, and slightly tarnished. You didn't look into it often, but once, as dusk colored the rice paper walls in gold, you lifted it and studied your own face. Not the child you had been, not yet the woman you would become, but someone in between, eyes wide, hands still, heart quietly blooming. You touched your cheek just once, as if to ask, "Is this truly me?" And in the silence, the mirror answered with soft certainty, yes. The seasons in Kyoto shift like the breath of a sleeping child. One morning, the plum trees blossom overnight, delicate, defiant, their petals falling like secrets onto temple roofs. Another evening, the air smells of wet stone and roasted chestnuts, and the moon seems nearer than before. You move through it all with quiet reverence, as if the world is a garden you've only just learned to enter. Your days are no longer marked by numbers. Time passes in gestures now, in the way your obi is tied, in the softness of your footfall on tatami, in the hour the lanterns are lit. You are no longer just a shikomi. You are becoming a minarai, one who listens and watches and learns in silence. They dress you in color for the first time, rich, vibrant layers. Your sleeves feel impossibly long. The hem of your kimono brushes the floor, each step trailing grace behind it. You wear a crimson collar now, a whisper of what is to come, and your hair is no longer yours. It is a sculpture, lacquered and twisted into the shape of tradition. You sleep on the wooden pillow, the takamakura, careful not to let a single curl fall from its place. At first, you do not sleep well. You dream of simpler things. Your mother's laugh, rain on thatched roofs, the smell of daikon soup bubbling over firewood. But slowly, your dreams change. They grow softer, more fluid. You wake one morning and realize you no longer ache for what came before. At least not so sharply. You are learning to belong to the present. Your teacher now is a geiko of many years. She speaks with eyes more than lips. Her fan is always in her hand. She walks like drifting smoke, and when she sings the notes rise like incense, aching ancient, sweet. She does not praise often, but once, after you completed a gesture without faltering. The sweep of your sleeve, the curve of your fingers, the bow at just the right breath. She paused and simply nodded. That nod warmed you for a week. You learn the shamisen in the hours before dawn. Your fingers blister. The strings bite until your skin toughens into music. The notes sound thin and fragile at first, like bird bones, but in time they carry weight. You begin to understand how silence lies between sound and how music lives inside both. In the tea room, you learn to pour without spilling, to bow without lowering your gaze too soon, to laugh with your eyes when words would not be welcome. You study the shape of every moment, how to serve sake without breaking the conversation, how to notice when a guest is wary and when they long to be stirred. You are taught not to entertain, but to awaken. Some evenings, you accompany your elder to ozashiki, gatherings where men in embroidered robes come to forget the burdens of the day. They laugh too loudly at first, but your presence is not to diminish them. It is to soothe, to remind them of beauty, to offer the illusion of a world that always listens. You kneel beside the tokonoma, adjusting the scroll with care. You arrange flowers without fanfare. You speak rarely, but when you do, your words are soft pebbles placed with intention. You are learning the art of presence. The makeup comes next. Thick white paint across your face and neck, soft and cool like the surface of porcelain. Your lips, just a slash of crimson like a seal on a love letter never sent. Your eyes lined in black, shaped like mystery. A mako's face, they say, is a mask. But behind it, you are not hidden, you are revealed. The first time you see yourself fully transformed, you do not recognize your own reflection, but something in you bows, as if to say, yes, this too is me. Your name changes again, a stage name, a name chosen by your Okasan, the mother of the Okiya. It has weight, it has rhythm, it belongs to a lineage. It will be spoken in rooms filled with lantern light and sake. It will be remembered. You hold it in your mouth like a rare fruit, tasting the shape of its syllables. You practice walking beneath the weight of the hair, the layers, the expectation. Your steps are short, measured. Your hands always poised. Even your breath is deliberate. You learn to smile just enough, to bow just low enough, to exist in the space between performance and self. And yet there are still moments, quiet ones, that belong only to you. In the early morning, when the house still sleeps, you sit by the garden and watch the koi swim in lazy spirals. Their colors catch the light like silk in motion. You hum a tune your brother used to play on his flute. You no longer have the flute, but the song remains. In the afternoon, when the sun warms the tatami, you sometimes nap with your hand resting lightly on your chest, just to feel your own breath. And in the deepest part of night, after your face is washed clean and your hair lies loose across your back, you lie awake and wonder, what kind of woman will I become? You don't ask it with fear, you ask it with quiet curiosity, like someone opening a fan to reveal its hidden painting. You have begun to understand that life as a geisha is not about perfection. It is about offering a moment, fleeting, fragile, in which the world feels held. And though your journey is just beginning, though your fingers still falter on the shamisen, though your bows are still a breath too long or short, you feel it. beneath the surface of each day, a slow blooming, not into someone new, but into someone more. The first time you wear the full attire of a Mako, the air holds its breath. It takes hours, gentle, practiced hands twisting your hair into a waxed coil, brushing strands into shapes only tradition remembers. The weight of the kanzashi ornaments pulls slightly at your scalp, delicate yet insistent, like memories you must carry. The red underlayer of your kimono gleams like fresh lacquer. The sleeves trail nearly to your knees. You are draped in layers, silk, brocade, whispers, all wrapped in a ceremonial hush. You are not used to such silence, not of the body. You have been quiet in your duties, yes, but this is different. Now your steps must hum with meaning. Your gestures must float like paper lanterns. Your voice, when used, must curve like a stream over smooth stones. When the final touch, the narrow strip of crimson on your lips, is applied, you feel transformed. But it is not a becoming, it is a revealing. The girl you were still lives within you, but now she wears the colors of ceremony. She moves with rhythm, with purpose, with the pulse of Kyoto's ancient heart. You descend the stairs slowly, each step deliberate. The house seems to inhale around you, the floorboards adjusting under your unfamiliar weight. The other girls glance up, then look down, not from shame, but from understanding. They remember. They honor the moment. Outside, the sun has set, lanterns are lit, their light pools on the stone path like melted moonlight. You are told where to go, whom to accompany. You nod, you bow, you step out into the night. It is your first true engagement. The tea house smells of pine smoke and plum wine. Guests gather in low murmurs. The older Geeko lead, serene as river cranes. You follow, hands folded, eyes down, heart fluttering. There is music first, soft like breath beneath silk. The shamisen speaks, its strings worn and warm. Your hands twitch with memory, but tonight you do not play. Tonight you serve. You kneel beside a guest and pour sake, mindful of the distance between your fingers and the rim of the cup. You smile with your eyes, not your lips. You listen. You nod. You understand more than you are meant to, and respond with the right kind of silence. No one touches you. That is not the way of your world. But they look, not with hunger, but with reverence. You are not their desire. You are their evening's illusion, curated with art and breath and years of acting practice. You do not speak much, and when you do, your voice is soft as rain on moss. You ask after their journeys. You compliment their poetry. You know the name of their dog, their daughter, their favorite kabuki actor. You recall these things because they matter, not to you, but to the role you play, a role that is never false, only fleeting. Later you dance. It is a slow dance, a story in movement. You tell of cherry blossoms falling into streams, of lovers parting beneath a lantern-lit bridge, of waiting, always waiting, for someone who may not return. Your feet are quiet on the tatami. Your fan opens like a breath. Your sleeves rise like birds. You feel watched, but not as prey, as poetry. After they clap, not loudly, but with warmth. And you bow deeper than you did before, because now you know what it means to bow from within. That night, back at the Okiya, you remove your layers slowly. Each ribbon and tie a small ceremony. Your scalp sighs with relief as the ornaments are set aside, each laid gently into its silk-lined box. You sleep on your side, curled like a question mark. Your hair cannot rest on pillows. Your mind cannot rest easily either, still echoing with song, with smiles, with the subtle shimmer of being seen. But you do sleep, and you dream. You dream of fireflies caught in sleeves, of snow falling onto shamisen strings, of laughter echoing down narrow alleys, light and strange. And when you wake, your face is bare again. But something inside you is not. Time folds, weeks pass like whispers. You perform again, and again. The rhythm settles into your bones. You begin to recognize the regular guests. The scholar who quotes ancient verses, the merchant who counts his wealth in gifts, the nobleman who lost his wife, but not his tenderness. You know what to say. More importantly, what not to. Some nights are quiet. Others feel like river currents, pulling you from tea house to tea house. But always you return home, to the hush of the Okiya, to the rustle of kimono being aired in moonlight, to the sweet, subtle ache of becoming. And then, one evening in early spring, you are invited to perform at a Hanami gathering, a blossom viewing ceremony in the northern gardens. The world is pink and white. Sakura petals fall like snow catching in your sleeves. The guests sit on woven mats beneath lanterns strung like stars. You arrive with your fellow Meiko, your presence already a part of the evening's poetry. There is food, there is music, there is quiet joy, and then you are called to dance. This time your steps feel lighter, not from ease, but from belonging. You are no longer unsure. You are no longer pretending. You are living the art. As you move, the wind rises. Petals swirl around you, clinging to your kimono, your hair. You become part of the scene, a girl painted in soft brushstrokes. A Mako beneath the cherry trees. You close your fan and bow, the petals applaud. And someone, you do not know who, whispers softly from the shadows, not to you but to the evening. She dances like she was born in Kyoto wind. You do not smile. Not then. Not until you are alone. But when you do, it's a smile that touches the inside of your ribs. A smile like the first bloom after winter. The day begins before the sun. Kyoto is still wrapped in night's quiet shawl, and yet the house stirs. The scent of warm water and pressed linen drifts through the air. You rise without being called. Today is not a day to be late. Not for this. Your hands tremble only slightly as you fold the edge of your futon. You breathe slowly, steadily. You have trained for this moment. You have danced and bowed and waited in silence for years, counting seasons by the weight of your sleeves and the curve of your steps. Today, you will change your collar. From red to white, from Mako to Geiko. The Orika, it is not loud, not ceremonial in the way outsiders imagine. There are no fireworks, no parades. Only the soft rustle of fabric, the hush of practiced hands, the steady presence of your Okasan watching from the corner, a cup of tea cooling beside her. You sit still as your hair is unbound, washed with warm water scented faintly with yuzu, then gathered and styled anew. A new shape, more refined, more adult. Your head feels lighter, though your thoughts feel heavy. The red collar has always carried its own meanings: youth, flirtation, study. It cushioned your mistakes. It forgave your blushes. But the white collar asks more. It does not excuse, it expects. As they dress you, the fabrics change too. Your kimono is darker now, more subdued, the patterns less playful. The sleeves are shorter. You move more easily. There's elegance in the restraint. You do not wear ornaments in your hair like before. Just a single comb, ivory and modest. It feels right. When it is finished, you sit alone for a moment in front of the mirror. The face looking back is yours, yet not. Your skin glows pale beneath the white powder. Your lips are full, painted in quiet confidence. Your eyes, once wide with nervousness, seem older now, more knowing. You are not a girl. You are not a child plucked from the countryside, eager to please, desperate to belong. You are something rarer now, a keeper of art, a voice of tradition, a living silhouette of Kyoto's heart. You rise, bowing once to your own reflection, and the world continues. That evening, your first performance as a geiko takes place in a familiar tea house. The room is warm with lamplight. The paper screens glow gently from within. Guests arrive slowly, their presence filling the space like incense. They know what this night means. There are no announcements, no declarations, only the subtleties. The new collar, the new hair, the deeper grace in your gait. These are the signs that matter. You carry the shamisen to the center of the room, your fingers poised but relaxed. You have played these songs for years, but tonight they sound different. Not because the music has changed, but because you have. The notes come more slowly, with more space between them. You are not rushing toward the end. You are savoring the middle, letting each sound rest gently on the tatami, like petals placed by hand. When you finish, there is a pause, not silence, just stillness, a breath held in appreciation. And then, not clapping, not noise, but a soft exhale, the sound of something settling into place. You smile, not with your lips, but with your entire posture. You pour sake after, you listen to stories told with laughter. You recite a poem when prompted. One about cranes flying in fog, their wings invisible but certain. The elder Geiko sits beside you at one point, her face unreadable. But later, as you prepare to leave, she lingers in the entryway, her eyes on yours, and says only, "Now begins the real artistry." You bow, you understand. As the weeks unfold, your days change. You no longer shadow others. You are the one being shadowed. The younger Mako look to you now, with questions in their posture, with longing in their gait. You see yourself in their steps, in the way they glance sideways during practice, hungry for approval. You are gentle with them. You correct softly. You praise sparingly but truthfully. You pass on not just techniques, but presence. The quiet strength of knowing how to hold space without filling it. There is one girl, barely 13, with bright eyes and restless hands. She reminds you of wind in spring. You teach her to pour tea with grace, to fold her laughter into stillness, to carry her fan like it contains the whole moon. And she learns, slowly, imperfectly, but earnestly. In teaching her, you deepen your own roots. You understand that mastery is not reaching a summit, but becoming the mountain others climb. Some evenings you sit alone on the veranda, listening to the frogs sing in the garden pond. The night air brushes your cheek, cool and forgiving. You sip tea, not the way you were taught, but the way you like, slowly, with your eyes closed. You are not lonely. You are not restless. You are held in this life you once feared, this life you now shape with each breath. There are invitations now, to larger banquets, to gatherings of scholars and artists. You are known not just for beauty, but for presence, for the way your laughter warms the room, for how your stories end in gentle wonder. You've stopped trying to be perfect. Now you try to be real. You do not reveal yourself fully. That is not the way. But you offer glimpses, a turn of phrase, a shared memory, a question asked at just the right moment. You become less a performer, more a mirror. Guests begin to seek your company not just for delight, but for comfort. They tell you things they cannot tell their wives, their advisors, even themselves. And you hold their words without judgment, like tea in a porcelain cup. You are trusted, admired, but not owned. That too, you have learned to protect. You are earning your freedom. With every performance, with every evening spent in silk and stillness, with every coin that returns to the Okia's account, and slowly, finally, begins to spill over into your own. Someday, not far from now, you will open your own tea house. Someday, you may even choose not to perform but to guide. But for now, you are in bloom. Not the fragile bloom of youth, but the deep, fragrant bloom of presence. And the city feels different now. Not larger, not smaller. Just yours. There are streets in Kyoto that remember you. You walk them now with quiet steps, familiar as a prayer. The stone paths beneath your feet have softened with time, worn smooth by years of gaiter clacking gently beneath silk hems. The lanterns that once loomed like sentinels now flicker like old friends. You pass them in silence, nodding to their glow. Tonight the air smells of river mist and camphor smoke. You are on your way to a gathering, not an ozashiki, not a performance, just a gathering, a quiet meeting of old voices, old threads that have remained unbroken. The house is warm when you arrive, the laughter soft, the welcome understated. The other women greet you with low bows and hands that know yours well. You sit together, drinking tea poured from a black, lacquered pot, its surface worn and gleaming. There is no audience here, no patrons to impress, only the company of others who have walked the same path. You share memories, not loudly, but with the gentle cadence of waves returning to shore. You speak of the first time you tied your obi without help, of the shamisen recital where your string broke and you continued anyway, playing with three, of the guest who cried quietly during your dance and thanked you with only a glance. You do not need to explain these things. They are understood. You realize, sitting there, that you are no longer becoming. You simply are. Not in a boastful way, not loudly, but with the stillness of something that has settled into its shape. The next morning, you walk alone through the temple district. It is early, and the bells have just begun to ring, low, resonant notes that hum in your ribs. The wind carries the faint scent of pine needles and wet stone. You stop at a small shrine tucked between two maples, the bark of the trees cracked like laughter lines. You light a stick of incense, bow twice, and let the smoke rise. You do not pray for anything in particular, not anymore. You simply offer thanks for your feet that carried you, for your voice that found its tone, for your body still moving, still knowing the rhythm of the room, for the nights of aching and the mornings of calm. You feel your younger self beside you, the girl who first arrived in the Okia with bruised knees and silent eyes. You smile at her. She does not need saving now, only remembering. You press your palms together. The incense curls upwards, slow and silver, and you move on. The season turns again. Summer settles over the city like a warm blanket. You are requested now more than ever, not because of novelty, but because of presence. Patrons ask for you by name. Tea houses make space for your preferences. Mako whisper your gestures to one another in practice rooms. You are not legendary, but you are known. And in the world of Geeko, that is its own kind of grace. One evening, during a performance by the river, you catch sight of your own reflection, rippled in the water below the bridge. You pause, fan resting against your collarbone, and study the image. Your face has changed. There are soft shadows now where there once were none. Around your eyes, the corners of your lips, the base of your throat. But they are not marks of loss. They are lines of living. Each one etched by laughter, by music, by the weight of silence well kept. You dance that night as if you are floating, not to impress, not to prove, but simply because you can. The song is slow, the movement small. A gesture of a crane lifting from a stream, a sleeve brushing imagined snow. Afterwards, someone asks your name, then says with quiet oi, "I've heard it before. I didn't know the stories were true." You bow, and in that moment, you feel both seen and secret. Exactly as you were always meant to be. Sometimes when the days are long and the bookings fewer, you sit by your window and write. Not stories, not quite, just fragments. A sentence here. A phrase there. The tea was too bitter, and still he drank it all. Her sleeves hid her laughter better than her eyes did. I once held spring in a porcelain cup. It spilled anyway. You don't plan to publish these thoughts. They are not for others. They are for you. A way of keeping your memories from drifting too far. A way of holding the seasons in your palm. You store them in a box carved with plum blossoms. Some are folded in half. Others are stained with tea, but they are yours. Your words after so many years of learning everyone else's. One morning, the youngest Mako in the house, barely older than you were when you first arrived, comes to you with red cheeks and trembling hands. She has broken a com. It is not just any com. It was a gift from a patron, hand-painted with cranes. You take her hands gently in yours and say, without hesitation, "It was only ever meant to be held for a while." She begins to cry, not loudly, not in shame. Just a slow, helpless release. You hold her as the sun climbs the shoji screen, casting light across her back. You say nothing else. You don't need to. You've learned that comfort is sometimes just presence. That wisdom doesn't always require words, and that healing often begins in the quiet. At night, you sometimes walk alone along the Como River. The lanterns shimmer in the water. The stones beneath your feet are warm from the day's sun. Crickets sing softly in the grass. You think of all the versions of yourself that have walked this path. The girl in hand-me-down sandals. The Mako in layers too heavy to carry alone. The Geiko with blossoms tucked behind one ear. And now, this quieter self. Still elegant, still wrapped in silk, but lighter somehow. There is nothing left to prove, only more to give. You pause on the bridge and look down into the water. A breeze moves across your skin like a memory, and you whisper, not aloud, not even with breath. Just within I am still here, and the city in its hush and shimmer answers yes. And always, autumn comes quietly to Kyoto. Not with thunder, not with haste, but in the slow turning of maple leaves and the hush of the evening wind. The air carries the scent of roasted chestnuts, old wood, and faraway smoke. The light changes too, golden and low, like a secret being kept. You wake one morning and notice it. The hush has deepened. Even the birds seem to sing more softly. You rise slowly, your robe brushing against the tatami, and open the shoji just wide enough to let in the morning. The garden is ablaze with color, ochre, crimson, russet. But the koi swim just as they always have, unbothered by the season. You sit with your tea and watch. There is nothing to rush toward. This morning there is no appointment, no call to perform, no fan to unfold, no sash to tie. Just you, the steam rising from your cup, and the faint rustle of leaves falling onto stone. And you realize this, too, is part of the dance. Your days are slower now, not because of weariness, but because of wisdom. You walk with softer footsteps. You linger longer by the riverside. You stop to smell the incense, smoke curling out of temple windows, to feel the lacquered edge of a prayer plaque, to listen to children laughing in alleys you once passed without notice. And in this slowness, you find depth. People still ask for you. But now you choose. You accept only what stirs you. You arrive without urgency. You leave without regret. You speak less. You say more. At gatherings, you are now the elder, not the oldest, perhaps, but one whose presence holds history. Young Mako gather near your knees, eyes wide, fans clutched in nervous hands. You teach them how to walk, of course. How to bow, how to laugh with grace, how to hold a secret in their sleeve. But you also teach them how to breathe, how to carry silence like silk, how to honor themselves beneath the powder and paint. And sometimes on warm afternoons, you teach them songs not found in any manual, lullabies sung by your mother long ago, verses you once whispered to the moon. You sing softly. They listen as if to a ghost, but you are not fading, you are returning. The okiya is quieter now, fewer voices in the hallways, fewer footsteps past your door. Some girls have married, others have moved to Tokyo. A few have opened tea houses of their own. You think of them sometimes, and when you do, it is with pride, never longing. You remain here by choice. The old walls know your breath. The beams above your futon have heard you sigh, laugh, sing, weep. You could leave, but you don't, not yet. You have more to pass on, more to feel. Some nights, after the others are asleep, you return to the practice room. You light a single candle, you unfold your fan, and you dance, not for anyone, just for the room, for the tatami that has known every misstep and every triumph, for the mirror that once reflected a girl and now reflects a woman who has shaped herself like water-shaped stone. You move slowly, thoughtfully. A sleeve turns like a leaf in wind. A step echoes like a heartbeat. A bow rests longer than usual, as if the moment wishes to linger. When you finish, you do not need applause. The silence is enough. Winter arrives with hush and frost. Snow gathers along rooftops like folded linen. The world outside turns pale, wrapped in white breath and whispered stories. Inside, the okiya is warm. You sip sweet red bean soup by the hearth. You wear heavier robes. You walk slower now, not out of age, but out of reverence. Each step a pause, each breath a presence. One morning, the young girl with restless hands, no longer so young, knocks at your door. She enters with a smile and a parcel wrapped in patterned cloth. She bows low, sits beside you and says, "Will you come?" Just once more. And so you do, one final performance. Not because you must, but because you can. The tea house is familiar. The old wood, the soft light, the warm scent of pine ash. Guests gather slowly, their voices low. It is not a crowded event, just those who have walked beside you through the years. You sit by the tokonoma, your kimono dark and quiet, your collar white, your fan resting gently in your palm. You do not try to impress. You do not aim to dazzle. You simply let the moment unfold. You play one song on the shamisen, the one with the rising refrain, the one that always made your fingers bleed in the early days. But now it comes easily, lightly. Then you rise, and you dance. The sleeves lift, the rhythm soft. The story is not dramatic. It is not tragic. It is simple. A woman in a garden, watching leaves fall, feeling time pass and smiling anyway. When you bow at the end, it is not deep, just enough, just right. And then with a quiet heart, you return to your seat. No one speaks for a long time. Then one voice, a quiet one, says, I have never seen anything so full of peace. You smile. You bow once more. And the curtain falls. That night you walk home through the snow. Your feet leave faint prints behind you. The wind carries the smell of cedar and stars. The moon hangs low like a lantern suspended over the rooftops of Kyoto. You feel no sadness, only stillness. You have lived your art, not just danced it, not just painted it on your skin. You have become it, a life spent in softness, in presence, in grace. At the door of the Okiya you pause, your hand resting on the frame, and you whisper just once into the cold thank you, to the silk, to the seasons, to every hand that helped you rise, to every quiet hour that shaped you, to the you that began this path barefoot and uncertain. And in the hush of falling snow, you hear the answer, soft, sure, you are welcome. And now the curtain falls. Not abruptly, not in sorrow, but with the hush of a lantern being gently extinguished. The years have unfolded like fans, their ribs worn smooth with time. And as the last chapter of your life turns, you do not resist. You welcome the stillness. You have danced through decades, walked rooms where silence carried weight, laughed softly in circles of power where you held none, and yet shaped everything. Your art was never loud. It did not command, it invited. In a world that asked women to disappear or serve, you learned to endure through elegance, to speak without speaking. Yours was a voice shaped in gesture, in tone, in perfectly timed pause. You studied the space between things, between expectation and reality, between duty and desire, and you lived there beautifully. You were not always understood. To some, you were ornament. To others, scandal. But those who truly watched saw something else, a woman who carried tradition without letting it crush her. A woman who transformed survival into artistry. As Japan changed, so did your world. The Meiji era brought modernization. The 20th century war. In time, fewer girls entered Okiya. The image of the geisha became romanticized abroad, commodified at home. But through it all, the thread remained. Women like you, bearing knowledge in your fingertips, history in your heels, keeping alive a cultural lineage not with speeches or monuments, but with a single bow. A turn of the wrist, a song played in the space before sleep. You did not seek fame, but you became unforgettable. You softened hardened hearts. You brought joy to lonely rooms. You created beauty that asked for nothing in return. And when your steps began to slow, you did not vanish. You passed your knowledge on, not just the how, but the why. You taught not only dancers, but dignity, not only words, but when not to speak. You showed that true power often lies in presence, not position. And now you sit beside the garden you once hurried past, tea warming your palms, the scent of sandalwood rising gently into the air. The world continues without your performance, but not without your imprint. What remains is quiet, but deep. The memory of hands folding silk, the trace of perfume on a letter, the laughter of a girl who once learned grace by watching you walk across a room. This is legacy, not loud, but lasting. So rest now. Your life was not easy, but it was meaningful. You navigated beauty and burden, tradition and selfhood, silence and song. And in doing so, you reminded the world that strength is not always fierce. Sometimes it is soft-measured, enduring, like you. And though time moves on, some things do not fade, they settle, they echo, they linger in the air like incense, faint but unmistakable. You were never just a figure in white. You were, and are, a bearer of light, and that light still shines, even now. Welcome, beautiful soul, you are here, and that is enough. You are safe now. You are home. Find a comfortable position. Allow your body to relax deeply into your bed. Let the day drift away like clouds in a slow-moving sky. Close your eyes gently. Feel the air as it flows in and out of your body. Breathe in deeply and breathe out slowly. Inhale calm, exhale tension. Inhale peace, exhale worry. Let your body begin to melt into the softness of your blankets. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. Let your hands unclench. Let your toes soften. You are here and you are safe. You are surrounded by peace. You are held in love. You are protected. There is nothing you need to do now. Nothing to fix. Nothing to chase. Only this moment of stillness, of quiet, of becoming. Tonight, we plant the seeds of wealth, success, love, and deep respect. These seeds are taking root in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. As you drift into deep, healing sleep, these truths will bloom within you. They are already part of you. Let us begin. Wealth, I am aligned with the energy of wealth. You are aligned with the energy of wealth. I am open to receiving abundance in all forms. You are open to receiving abundance in every form. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Money flows to you easily and effortlessly. Wealth surrounds me. Abundance embraces you. I am a magnet for prosperity. You are a magnet for prosperity. I receive with gratitude. You receive with grace. My life is rich with opportunities. Your path is lined with golden possibilities. Every dollar I receive brings me closer to freedom. Every coin that comes to you is a step toward ease. I trust the flow of abundance. You trust the natural flow of all good things. With every breath, I attract wealth. With each breath, you become more abundant. Breathe in the energy of prosperity. Exhale doubt. Breathe in the golden light of abundance. Exhale fear. You are wealthy in mind, in spirit, in life. I am already abundant. I deserve to live in financial freedom. You deserve all the wealth life wants to give you. You are ready. You are open. You are worthy. With each breath, you relax deeper into the truth of who you are. The seeds of wealth are planted. Now, success begins to grow. Success, I am destined to achieve great things. You are made for greatness. I succeed in everything I choose to do. You are successful in every way. Everything I touch turns to success. Everything you focus on blossoms. I am focused, determined, and powerful. You are calm, capable, and wise. Success flows to me because I am ready. Success flows to you because you are aligned. I walk in purpose. You walk in power. Doors open for me. Doors open for you. My goals are clear and I achieve them. Your dreams are within reach. I trust the process of becoming. You trust your journey. I celebrate each step forward. You honor every victory, big or small. I am rising. You are shining. The world sees my brilliance. The world is inspired by your light. Success is who I am. You were born for this. You are becoming all you are meant to be. You are exactly where you need to be. Transition, breathe in, breathe out. Let go. Feel the glow of success warming your heart. Now let love surround you. Let love carry you. Love, I give and receive love freely. You are love and you are loved. I am surrounded by people who truly care. You are held in the arms of genuine love. Love is my natural state. Love flows effortlessly to and from you. I attract kind, loving, respectful relationships. You attract beautiful souls into your life. I am open to giving love. You are open to receiving love. I am worthy of deep, lasting connection. You are worthy of real, honest love. My heart is full. Your heart is radiant. I am deeply loved. You are deeply cherished. Love heals me. Love renews you. Love is all around me. Love is within you. I radiate compassion and understanding. You glow with empathy and warmth. I honor my heart. You trust your heart. Love is easy. Love is safe. Love is real. You are not alone. You are never alone. You are loved always. Let the warmth of love settle in your chest. Breathe it in. Let it root deep inside. You are grounded in love. Now let respect rise from within you. Respect, I honor myself deeply. You honor who you are. I speak kindly to myself. You treat yourself with dignity. I stand in my worth. You walk in quiet confidence. I radiate respect and receive it in return. You naturally earn the respect of others. My boundaries are sacred. Your boundaries are strong and clear. I am proud of who I am. You are proud of all you've become. I value myself. You are a person of value. Respect begins within. Respect surrounds you. I am seen. You are heard. You are understood. My presence is powerful. Your presence brings calm and strength. I carry myself with grace. You move through the world with quiet authority. I respect my time, my energy, my journey. Others reflect that respect back to you. I know my worth. You never forget your worth. Respect is not asked for. It is earned through truth, presence, and peace. You are that truth. You are that peace. Breathe in confidence. Breathe out doubt. You are whole. You are steady. You are enough. As the affirmations gently fade, allow yourself to drift even deeper into rest. You have done enough for today. You are enough just as you are. Everything is already working out for you. The universe is aligning in your favor. You are being guided. You are being protected. You are being loved. Let the stillness of sleep wrap around you like a soft blanket. Let your mind float. Let your body rest. Let your spirit restore. You are safe now. You are deeply loved. You are already whole. You are abundant. You are successful. You are loved. You are respected. You are enough. You are powerful. You are loved. Good night, beautiful soul. Rest now. Dream deeply and awaken renewed. I am worthy of wealth in all its beautiful forms. You are worthy of the riches life wants to offer you. My relationship with money is peaceful and empowering. You feel ease when you think about your finances. Wealth is not a dream, it is my reality. You are living in the frequency of abundance. I attract ideas that create prosperity. Your creativity brings you endless opportunities. I honor money, and it honors me back. You treat wealth as a sacred tool, not a burden. The more I give, the more I receive. As you share, abundance returns to you multiplied. I welcome miracles into my financial life. Miracles are finding you right now, in unexpected ways. Wealth is not just about money. It's about time, peace, and freedom. You are free to live, to rest, and to thrive. Every breath draws in more ease, more blessings, more flow. With each inhale, you expand. With each exhale, you receive. You are resting in the rhythm of abundance. You are sleeping in the arms of wealth. Let this truth settle deep. You are already rich. I no longer chase success. I embody it. Success lives inside you. It grows naturally. I am in harmony with my goals. You are aligned with your highest potential. Obstacles are stepping stones. Every challenge you've faced has made you wiser. I am the author of my story. You write your life in bold, beautiful strokes. I take inspired action with courage. Your choices are powerful. Your path is guided. The universe supports every step I take towards success. Even when it's quiet, the universe is cheering you on. I trust my timing. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time. My success uplifts others. Your wins are blessings for everyone around you. I don't need to prove myself. Your presence speaks louder than effort. Success isn't pressure, it's peace. You don't chase it, you breathe it. You rest now knowing success is already yours. My heart is open, whole, and safe. Your heart is healing gently with every breath. Love finds me when I am still. Even in rest, love is moving towards you. I am surrounded by warm, supportive people. You draw in relationships that nurture and uplift you. I release past wounds and make space for new love. Old pain is dissolving, replaced by soft new beginnings. I attract love that honors my truth. You are loved for exactly who you are. I am lovable in every season of life. You are enough, without changing a thing. My soul recognizes real connection. Your spirit calls in only what is true and kind. I forgive those who hurt me. Forgiveness makes space for more love. I hold no fear of love, only gratitude. You trust the flow of affection, closeness, and care. Love is not something I search for. It flows through me. You radiate love in every word, every smile, every quiet moment. You deserve soft, steady, sacred love, and it is already on its way. I am deeply rooted in my self-worth. You carry yourself with silent power. I don't need to be loud to be heard. Your calm energy commands attention. I honor my voice and speak with confidence. Others listen because you believe in yourself. Respect begins with how I treat myself. You are setting the tone for how others treat you. My self-respect builds unshakable boundaries. Your space is sacred and you protect it gently. I release the need to please. You are not here to shrink or be small. I choose relationships where I am valued. You walk away from anything that dims your light. Respect flows from authenticity. You are most respected when you are most yourself. There is strength in my stillness. You don't need to prove anything. Every day, I show up as someone I admire. You become someone your younger self would be proud of. You are not just respected, you are deeply admired. Now, picture yourself walking through a field under a golden sky. Everything is quiet. Everything is gentle. The world is at peace. You feel the earth supporting you under your feet. The sun kisses your skin. The breeze whispers you are loved. In this moment, all things are possible. Repeat softly in your heart, I am open, I am ready, I am worthy, I am aligned with wealth, I am flowing in success, I am wrapped in love, I am honored and respected. There is no need to try, there is no need to reach, just rest. Let the affirmations carry you now. I am abundant, I am becoming, I am growing, I am evolving, I am receiving, I am safe, I am whole, I am loved. Let your body sink even deeper into rest. Let your breath slow, let your spirit stretch. You are cocooned in peace. You are not alone. You are never alone. All is unfolding. All is already on its way. You are the seed. You are the soil. You are the sun. You are the bloom. Rest now, beloved. In these last few moments of awareness, feel your entire being soften. There is no need to think, no need to plan. Just drift. You are being guided, softly, gently, into the version of life you have always dreamed of. You are the dream. You are the answer. You are the gift. Everything you want is already within you. Everything you desire is already circling your field. Everything you need is already coming. Breathe in love, breathe out peace, breathe in trust, breathe out fear. Tonight is a turning point. A quiet, powerful shift into alignment. When you wake, you will carry this energy with you. But for now, sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Sleep knowing you are enough. Sleep knowing you are loved. Sleep knowing that you matter. Good night, soul of light. Good night, heart of gold. Good night, abundant one. You are safe. You are loved. Now let yourself drift even deeper. There is no urgency here. No pressure. Only breath. Only being. You are gently sinking beneath the surface of the day, floating in calm waters of peace and restoration. With every breath, you release more. With every breath, you remember who you truly are. You are not broken. You are becoming. Let the following affirmations drift in like soft waves. You don't have to hold on to them. Just let them wash over you. I am not separate from abundance. I am abundance. You are not seeking wealth. You are living it. Everything I touch is infused with prosperity. Your energy turns ideas into gold. My wealth is spiritual, emotional, and material. You are full in heart, in mind, in life. Money honors me because I honor myself. You attract what respects you, and you respect wealth. I let go of scarcity. You release all stories of lack. I am a creator of value. You are a channel through which wealth flows freely. The universe always provides. You are deeply supported by life itself. You are rich in all ways that matter, and those riches grow with ease. I define success on my own terms. Your journey is your own, and it is unfolding perfectly. I rise with grace. You are lifted by your inner strength. My path is clear, even when I cannot see it. You trust the road beneath your feet. I celebrate how far I've come. You honor every version of yourself that brought you here. Success is not a destination. It is a state of being. You live it. You breathe it. Each breath, a choice to thrive. Each moment, an invitation to grow. I lead with purpose. You are driven by your own soul's compass. The world needs what only I can offer. Your gifts are needed. Your voice matters. I am love in human form. You are the embodiment of tenderness and connection. I allow love to enter gently, with no resistance. You are open. You are safe. Love is not a reward. It is your birthright. You do not have to earn love. You are already it. I let go of fear, shame, and doubt. You are no longer defined by past pain. I am worthy of lasting, nourishing love. You are held, not hurt, cared for, not used. Every part of me is lovable. You don't have to be perfect, just real. My love attracts peace. You bring harmony wherever you go. Love is not something you chase. It is something you rest in. I command respect through quiet confidence. You don't need to shout. You simply are. I walk with integrity and self-trust. Others follow your energy because it is real. Respect grows where truth is honored. You live in your truth effortlessly. I don't bend to please. You remain soft and strong, both at once. I am not afraid to take up space. You were never meant to shrink. Every part of me is worthy of dignity. Your existence is sacred. I respect my own needs, desires, and dreams. You live in alignment with your values. Others rise to meet the standard you set by being fully yourself. You are not only respected, you are revered. Now sink even deeper. You are not dreaming yet, but the dream is calling. Let these final truths wrap around you like a soft blanket of starlight. You are enough. You are divine. You are light. You are ready to receive. You are ready to rest. You are ready to remember who you've always been. Everything you are seeking is already seeking you. There is nothing to force, nothing to grasp. Just trust. The seeds are planted, the roots are growing. The bloom is inevitable. Your subconscious is alive with possibility. It is now reshaping your world gently, lovingly, powerfully. You are becoming more aligned with every breath, more magnetic, more whole. Picture yourself in a quiet forest. Tall trees surround you, ancient and wise. Their branches sway in rhythm with your breath. Above you, the sky glows with 1,000 stars. They blink just for you. The earth beneath you is soft, safe, and alive. It cradles your body like the arms of a mother. You lie back. You let go. You become one with the stillness. The moonlight bathes your skin. It whispers you are protected. You are eternal. You are at peace. This forest, this moment, this feeling, it is yours. Let the peace of the earth enter your bones. Let the stars tuck you in. Let sleep come. You don't need to remember any of this. Your soul remembers for you. You are healing. You are aligning. You are receiving. Right now, in this breath, in this stillness, sleep is taking you home. You are safe to drift. You are free to rest. There is no end. Only deeper peace. Only sweeter dreams. So sleep now, beautiful soul. Everything is already yours. Everything is already done. You are abundant. You are successful. You are loved. You are respected. And you are.